And we're back for Theros Chaos, the mythic odyssey of Theros. The utter chaos and catastrophe that these D&D sessions end up becoming. Those that were here last week, do you remember what happened?
Just sleeping in the cauldron. Letting the party carry me.
Speaking of, it was an eventful one last week. We had some interesting bits of lore established, interrupted by player bullshit, but isn't it always?
What's being serious?
So,
Ever.
what was the first thing that in particular that happened?
Addictions.
Indeed, you decided to mess around with some of the magical plants and various.
No. I was trying to flavor test it, and then Nadrin told me I should cook it.
It was an innocent suggestion.
You cooked it into a glowing tea, which just delicious. So much so that you constantly want more of it. As you worked out a recipe to make nectar of Nyx. A very powerful consumable, a very addictive consumable. You understand why Granny plotted to heist so much of this stuff in the past. Someone else also got an addiction. What happened, Zolk?
Well, you see, I needed a container to hold the nectar of Nyx, so I downed my beast of broth.
So Zolk had one final dose of beast broth remaining. Decided to drink it, as he said, to empty the container, and immediately got addicted to ADM. But you did manage to mind control an ankylosaur for a little bit, and then send it to Granny. So
He didn't know where the caves were.
He didn't know where the caves were, so it was useless to you. You fed it to the bag, where all useless things go. Not long after that, though, you met some interesting peoples. There were 5 pterodactyls flying overhead, each with riders. Unibor riders. And they came down and tried to speak to you. But Skuttz, what did you do?
Oh, I was busy. I was playing with my chicken.
You decided, you know what, best solution to this, let's pull something out of the bag. And you pulled out an August Rooster, a magical creature that charms anything nearby it to make them completely obsessed with said rooster.
Mr. Nuggy is the best.
Mr. Nuggy.
That is all.
Which definitely made conversing with these strange Unibor a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. But I think you still got some kind of message across. Do you remember what that was? What the actual result of that conversation was?
Oh, yeah, we kind of found out that Sogeg beheaded his pet, and he kind of told us to get the heck off the island, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. And he said that the Council of Elders would find Skuttz when they've made a decision about what to do with her.
They were
because she's not where she's supposed to be.
They were very taken aback by there was what they called a mountain Unibor on the islands, especially one that didn't know who they were or anything about Unibor, that you couldn't even speak the language. So decided, yes, probably best to speak to their elders about it, as they will be able to make a decision. One remained behind, who helped guide you to a way off the island. What was that way off?
My friends.
Veteran friends! There
Yay!
was a search party composed of Tritons and Meros investigating the battle that you had against the Harpies and the Oni, trying to work out what was happening. As a stray hippocamp had told them that a Triton was in need of help over here, and they showed up, to which they found yourselves. I believe it was Jimis was the name that Triton had.
Yes.
You had a catch up, had an introduction. Bennett gave him such a strong stink eye that he earned an epithet for it. And after sending a few of the Mero off to fetch transport, what transport showed up for you?
It was like a big whale kind of thing.
It was a big glowy whale. It was. Let me actually remember the name of it. A rorqual. A giant glowing whale anglerfish type thing with a glass mouth, or at least a translucent mouth, to which you all went inside, where it was oddly comfortable for being inside a creature's mouth, and it swam you at all haste towards the destination you've been trying to get to for so long, to Olantin. Finally arrived. The rorqual opened its mouth. Half the party almost died from being crushed by the freezing depths. Whoops. And we pick up fairly close to that arrival. You've decided to have a swim around. You are looking through the markets to see if there's some way to try and deal with the difficulties of the pressure down here. But before we kick off the session properly, this is actually the year anniversary of Theros Chaos. We've been playing this for an entire year, well, technically a year tomorrow, and I think that deserves a bit of a memento. So before we get into it, I'll let you all go up to level 8.
Yay!
You fool!
I also did make sure to check before the session that level 8 wasn't like going to completely destroy anything. I think it's mostly just a ability score improvement. For now. Although I'm sure some of you may take feet.
Oh no.
Looks like Roll20 is doing Roll20 things.
Come on. I can't do.
Yeah, I don't think you can
It's
do
only the
much
average.
worse. You could definitely do worse, but not
Can I
much
multi-class
worse. You can multi-class
into
if you
Bard?
want to,
I'd be
but
singing. No, never. Sogeg doesn't know.
I'm surprised Sogeg hasn't multi-classed into Barbarian, to be perfectly honest.
He's been very tempted, but I kind of need the extra ability.
Oh god. Do I multi-class in Warlock again, or do I just put another...
Do you level up
into
Barbarian,
Barbarian?
or do you go into Warlock? Do you want to improve your spells a little bit more, or do you want to hit things harder?
I should probably go with hitting things harder, because a spell takes up my whole turn. That's what I learned about healing. I was like, oh, I can smash a bunch of stuff, or I can heal one action. I'm like, oh, I better do better at smashing. All right.
Trying to remember what the level 7 for Barbarian actually is. Level 7 is Feral Instinct, which is You get advantage on your initiative rolls, and you can never be surprised in combat so long as you're not incapacitated.
Oh.
Really tempted to go barbarian.
Oh, what the
I'm gonna look down my very shiny helmet at all the party.
Oh, don't forget,
looking very
companions would also
small.
get a level up here as well.
I'm trying to pick a spell at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes,
This is also your opportunity to change any spells that you don't particularly want for new ones.
Prayer of healing.
What
Sogeg's
would-
going.
What would
going
Sogeg's
nice.
prayer of healing actually be?
Probably something to do with Javelin.
Let the javelin in your soul come forth and heal your wounds.
It's beautiful, really. I'm gonna give.
Oh
give.
god, I just looked
Sogeg.
at Sogeg's health. Oh my god.
I've hit a big milestone. Okay. And with that milestone, with 100 hit points, Sogeg seems more charismatic and strangely more dexterous. I'm up to 0 dexterity. Yay!
Well, it means you're now harder to hit. Well, actually, no, because you're in heavy armor and
I'm in heavy
a shield.
armor.
So yeah, it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
I am more wily though. I've gone for a charismatic flourish. Sogeg's going to start reading poetry. We give up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think for Artificer and for Sorcerer, it's ability scores. It's just Skuttz that's multi-classed, I think.
Where is little Pogeg? Believe Pogeg's hit dice is a d6. I will double check though. Where are you, Pogeg? I've lost Pogeg. There we go, I found him.
I know, I just had to look for Mr. Burbles hiding under the cauldron.
Big dice roll. What a mediocre.
It's better than almost everyone else.
Average. Pogeg's up to a mighty 33 health. If you tell me that's also better than most other people, then I'm going to be really worried.
It's not far off.
You're getting there.
Oh, and it's level 8. What's my expert feature for level 8?
I think that's also an ability score.
Is that? I'm guessing that's underneath character creation.
It'll be additional rules, I think, is
of
where the
course.
companion stuff.
Pro,
Yes.
not protector. Already got expert. Pogeg is an expert of sorts. Oh, he gets an extra bit of ability score. You know what? Pogeg's going up to 18 dexterity.
Oh no.
A wily little bugger.
Does that make him even sneakier?
He's only got a plus 12 to stealth. It's pretty weak, really.
I've never leveled a pet up before. I don't actually know where to find it.
So, first of all, open up Mr. Burble's character sheet. Under his hit points, there should be what his hit dice would be. If you roll one of those dice, and then you... Oh no,
what?
Not the hit points, just roll... oh god.
Thank you, boy.
Yeah, just roll a d12, and then...
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I was like, that can't be right.
So he gains 8 plus his Constitution modifier in more hit points.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And then he is... What's his challenge rating? It's either 3 or 5.
Not sure.
Should be under his languages and perceptions and all like that.
7?
Okay, Let me have a look. Companions. Protector level 3 should be level 4 Protector, which is, yeah, an ability score improvement. So his healing presence becomes a pool of 9 instead of 6. And you can improve his ability scores in the same way as you would do for a player. So you can either make one score 2 points higher or 2 scores 1 point higher. You can also swap out infusions. You can swap out anything you would typically do on a long rest. So that's epithets, any of that sort of stuff.
I seem to always. I need to write it down somewhere. But it is 4 epithets you can have on, isn't it? At maximum.
So the tiers are
50.
3, 10, 25, and 50. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Sweet.
Same-
Very quick. So I
same
guess
goes
one
for
of those
fighting.
moments where it's like, or like you think you've forgotten your wallet. Well, look at my back. Did the party remember to put my gigantic ballista on my back before we left the?
No.
Sogeg looks at the gaping presence on his back, and as I look at the rat,
No,
I regret not multiclassing to barbarian.
I will allow you to keep your Ethitonis because I imagine you would have packed it up and put it back on when you went back to the hut to sleep.
Yay! It turns out
This-
Sogeg didn't forget his Ethitonis. He just has cataracts, so he can't see it anymore.
Well, your helmet doesn't allow for a
My
lot of
eyes.
peripheral vision.
Put my helmet on backwards. Bloody hell! Spin it round.
So I've sorted Neil out.
Yeah, have you increase his level as well, as in whatever class he's in, because he's a warrior, isn't he?
I don't know how to
So,
do that.
first of all, you've sorted his hit points out, haven't you?
Yes.
His warrior. What level of warrior would he be? It should hopefully be written down somewhere on his character sheet.
Uh,
I'll have a quick look.
I don't see it anywhere on his character sheet.
He's challenge rating 2, so he'll be a level 6 warrior. So he gains. Oh, for fuck's sake! He gets an
You
additional
fool.
attack.
Ooh!
So he
Yeah,
gets 3
He
attacks.
gets 3 attacks. Yeah. The number of attacks increases to 3. If the sidekick has multi-attack action, it can use an extra attack or multi-attack on a turn. Yeah. So it gets to attack 3 times instead of twice.
Okay.
I'm so glad I
I've got that
remembered
down.
to give that recharge. Oh.
It was needed. It
Ugh.
definitely was needed.
God, if you could fire that 3 times a turn. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but the amount of damage it allows everyone else to do is ridiculous.
Pretty disgusting.
Who would have thought free fairy fire was just utterly broken?
I mean, you couldn't have known. You couldn't have known.
It's only fairy fire.
Well, I
What can
think
get
that's
Skull
Neil
taken?
and myself completely sorted out.
Okay.
I put a
Anyone else?
switch on my epithets.
Yeah. Anyone else need any help sorting the level up out? And yeah, don't forget you can switch out anything that you would normally be able to do on both a level up and a long rest. So choosing new spells if you don't, prepare spells, swapping out your epithets, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Is Gunner a feat?
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been added in Tasha's. Don't know if it'll do much for you.
It means I can shoot in close quarters. That's the
Yeah,
primary I want it.
but shoot with what? There aren't firearms in Theros.
Does those not count?
You can throw rocks.
Yeah, your Eldritch Cannon is a type of ability. It's not a firearm.
What about the blow dart?
The blow dart's not a gun.
What if you put fire in it?
Okay, back to the feet section.
It's not a flintlock blowgun. You focus too much on gun rather than blow. How do you typically fire a blowgun?
With great difficulty. Damn it.
Oh, you almost thought you were smart there.
Maybe.
Although, if you really want to go hard with the blowgun, Poisoner is dirty as shit. Or you could double up on Artificer and take Artificer Initiate and give yourself another... oh no, it's not. It's just cantrips and spells. I thought it gave you an infusion, which it does.
I'm gonna just take Meta Magic Adept then.
Okay. Oh god. Oh, that's
that do?
Zulk with twin spell.
Oh!
Oh god.
What?
Oh no. At least it's targeted. This is only targeted abilities.
This is fine. It's something I remember how to use.
Granted, you only ever get the 2 points of sorcery points for it, so unless you multiclass into sorcerer to get more. So it'd also be something Nadrin you might benefit from at some point, taking meta magic adept, because it gives you more sorcery points and more meta magic options.
Okay.
Because a lot of the mini class feats, so meta magic adept, artificer adept, that sort of one, they are just as good for that class as they are for other classes to dip into. Because, let's say, it gives you more meta magic options, more sorcery points. Say if you were playing a warlock and you picked, I think it's Eldritch Adept, giving you another invocation, that sort of thing. It can be really useful. All the bubbles float to the surface as Nadrin sneezes underwater.
I tried to mute, and I managed to mute and unmute at the same time.
You at least moved away from the microphone, so I'll appreciate that.
I tried really hard to mute.
So that's twin spell. What other ones even exist?
For
The
yourself,
one where you don't have to speak is really good.
Subtle spell is
Subtle is really good.
Yeah, because it
If
basically,
you want to be true shenanigans.
yeah, it removes verbal components from spells. So all you need to do is have your hands free and any material components if it requires those. but it does make some spells need no casting components. So anything that's just verbal, like a lot of the speaking spells, you just get to cast from your mind.
You also get to be a bit cheeky in with NPCs if walking around they can't hear you putting a curse on them. Mean.
You got any like charm spells, like charm person, or even the friends cantrip to throw in?
I hate to
points
say it
onto
as
that,
well,
and-
but
yeah.
subtle spell also includes somatic components.
Oh, it includes
so it's
somatics
literally,
as well, so it's
Yup.
just material. Yeah, I thought so.
yeah, it's really cool if you get grappled. If you're a character that
Or
for some reason gets
restrained or
grappled a
anything
lot,
like that, yeah.
yeah, and you have Misty Step, you can just always Misty Step. If you have a
Always
tendency to
out
get
stuff,
eaten
yeah.
by stuff, you can just get yourself out of there.
But Soul doesn't
cool.
have a tendency to get eaten by anything.
Well, exactly. You're quite careful, so it's pretty pointless, honestly.
Soul
Alright,
never
that's
gets
good.
himself into traps or gets himself restrained or in trouble like that. No.
Does this count as a long rest as well? Oh no, you've
Yep.
already been healed.
Like I
Okay.
said, it's a level up. Yeah, it counts as a long rest. This is why you're able to change out any epithets if you want to. Any of your abilities, they all recharge, all that kind of stuff.
It's not a new day, is it?
It's not a new day though. No, and those
No, so-
abilities don't recharge. Only stuff that comes back on a long rest.
Alright, I've done everything I need to then.
Anyone else still working on leveling up?
I'm done.
No, I think I got it figured out.
Okay, so we've recapped the previous session. You're now in Olantin, in the market district of Olantin, the fallen city beneath the waves. Although calling it a city is quite a reach. It's more of a collection of large buildings. Loads of sea creatures, merfolks of various size and stature. This place is alive. And you find yourself in, well, the main market district. As I said before, you're looking for a way to deal with the crushing pressure and the freezing cold. As well, yes, you've just leveled up. For those that aren't adapted to be underwater, basically for everyone other than Nadrin and Neil, the longer you stay underwater, the harsher it will be unless you can find a way.
Done. Oh. Let me press that.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention from the previous session, I think, Skuttz, you've managed to buy a underwater snack. You bought, I think it was some kind of prepared starfish.
Yes. She's very excited to snack on it later.
Yeah, those that need the bubble to breathe underwater, I believe, Nadrin, you've already cast the bubbles.
Yes.
For those that don't, well, you've got your other ways of breathing underwater.
Looking about the trading sector, my eyes are drawn to two very big dudes. What are they sort of standing around? What are they, just sort of various wares, or
The each of the small hubs, these small shops, do have basic signage out over the front. It is written in Aquan, a dialect of Primordial, which I believe both Skuttz and Nadrin can speak.
Yep.
So I will read the names for you. So in the northwest, up here, is the Quick Shark Armory. Directly across from you, where Skuttz bought some food, is the Ocean's Bounty. Down here in the southwest is called What Washes Up. What Washes Up. This one seems to be Streams of Steam Spa. This one, however, what languages do everyone speak? Because it is not written in Aquan. It is written in a different language.
Draconic and Sylvan.
Celestial.
Celestial, primordial, sylvan.
Is it in Abyssal?
Skuttz, what languages do you speak?
I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. It is just primordial.
So it's common and primordial. Yeah, you can't really read it.
I don't speak it, but I remember being told bad stories about it. Does it look abyssal in nature? it
Make
look?
a history check.
I am proficient for some reason in this, but not really.
It looks like a language you don't really recognize.
Interesting.
Would I have any idea what it is?
You can also make a history check if you want.
Where's history? Oh, this is gonna go
So
great.
I'm impressed that Sogeg has a +4 to history. And yet Nadrin's still got better.
Because I have... what's it called?
Well, you don't know what it says. You, having lived in Olantin, have seen the language before. Very rarely spoken, but a handful of the creatures that dwell in Olantin, it is their native language of Abyssal.
Ooh,
Okay.
spooky.
So you've got the Quick Shark Armory, What Washes Up, the Streams of Steam Spa, the Ocean's Bounty, and an Abyssal Shop.
Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Oh. Is that weapons I see? It would be cheeky not to look. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Sogeg's going to do something quite wacky and go this way. I don't know about everyone else. What you
Anyone
guessed?
wanting to join Sogeg on his quest for weapons? Yeah.
I
This is
wonder,
a surprise.
wonder how many javelins you can find.
Sogeg nods, sort of surprisingly seriously about the suggestion. Yes, yes.
So are you all going in?
Oh,
Yeah, may as well see
everyone
what's
needs.
there.
So just by
What's our game plan?
looking inside, you can see racks of very unusual looking weapons and armor. Well, unusual to everyone other than Nadrin, as you would recognize something that is sea forged, something that is a very particular skill of only a handful in Olantin, where usually blacksmithing and actually forging metal underwater is pretty impossible, but there are a handful of creatures with that skill. In the shop is a huge type of merfolk, what you would recognise as a mero, almost half human, half shark type creature. And they seem to be going through cataloguing the weapons and armour.
Gonna walk in and casually start looking at his wares.
Anything particularly you're looking for? Just having a marvel.
I'm quite unimpressed about how many spikes. I assume everything basically has 3 spikes on it at all times.
Not all of it. To your eyes, a lot of it almost seems natural, almost like it's grown, but then being tempered, as opposed to something hand forged. It's something that its root was alive at one stage and then forged into something.
Just put under my breath, and I sort of compare some of these to the Skuttz Super Trident. And I go, no, this just isn't angular enough. It's not jagged enough. I couldn't imagine myself killing a sacred pet with this. What's the point if you don't? After sort of like slagging off his wares, I just sort of walk over. I just sort of rest on the bench with my newfound charisma and just say, "So, you the proprietor of this humble little shop?"
Well, aren't you a unusual fella for around here?
I get that often.
Name's Neverance. This is the Quick Shark.
Well, Nadrin,
Neverance.
I have a question. I know. It's a power move.
I like that you're saying this to him. It's like, I know what your name is, but this is what's called a power move.
Sogeg got extra charisma, but he doesn't quite know how to use it.
It's not settled yet.
He wrote it in his book. He didn't actually get any more charismatic. He just has a book of his own statistics he gives himself. I just look at him. I say, "Look, I'm a scorpion or crab, you could say, of many needs. And I hate to admit this, but I've grown weak in these deep seas. I got eaten by a kraken, and it did damage. And I can't have that. And you look like the buffest person in this whole shop. No lie.
He is pretty swole.
Then I need, not a favor, I'll pay, but I need you to punch the weakness out of me. I assume that's how you get immune to the crushing depths." I ask him if he will take money to punch me, in the hope that it protects me against crushing depths.
Clearly not from this sort of area, right? One,
I'm not
we
sure how
don't
you told
take
that.
coins. Those belong to Thassa. Shells, yeah, we'll take those. As for a weakness in the crushing depths, that's not something I think I can give you. But I can give you a way to punch those krakens right back.
I was almost lost from him, but then he mentioned punching back, and my ears pick up. And I sort of gesture for him to carry on.
You look like the type of crustacean that likes to make their enemies bleed from both close and afar. He turns and starts sort of flicking through a few instruments of war.
Like the terminology.
And pulls free what you would recognize immediately as a javelin. But this javelin is just unbearably beautiful to look at. You can just feel the killing potential of this thing.
Didn't know something so beautiful could come from the sea.
Oh, these... We know how to make them, how to channel the raw force of a storm into a single point. What are you willing to pay for it? Have you got
You've moved me.
Coin? Have you got proper shells? Have you got something worth My while.
Listen, you're a fish of clearly good repute. And I know, as a fellow buffman, that you can possibly use shells. Too weak, too small. I only deal in the good stuff. I'm pondering to myself how offended. I've not really been around many sea folk, but would they be really offended if I offered part of a mussel shark? Like, does he look like a carnivore? Does he have sharp teeth, or does he have molars?
He's definitely seems to be carnivorous. Whether he's cannibalistic is a different question.
I'm going to be artful in how I do this. First, so I won't lead with that. I'll say, being all this way underwater, you mustn't get wares from the other parts of the world very often. And why would you want to with such beautiful javelins? But I bet there are customers who would pay a high price for rare goods. I pull out the Cetessan glass armor.
Ooh.
I put it onto the thing and I say, how much would this pretty little piece of armor get me?
He
How about
swims over to it and
3,000 javelins?
I'd give you 1 for it. This beautiful instrument of death, for this creative solution to life.
Call it 3.
Make a persuasion check.
I give him the biggest wink of my life. I double wink at him.
Also known as a blink.
Did it work though?
It looks very clearly unable to hide that he's never seen glass armor before. You have definitely got me tempted. But I can't part with more than one of these incredible javelins. What I can do is add in a little protection. A way to shore up your own armor against the hazards one of your kind might face.
Go on. You drive a hard bargain. I'm willing to hear about this protection.
I can inscribe a few kind words into your armor and protect against the crushing depths, and give you this devastating javelin in exchange for such an interesting artifact of the dry folk.
I nod in confusion. He said he couldn't help me.
Yeah.
I say, go on then. It's always good to let a fan sign my helmet. I'll give him a helmet to sign.
He takes it away, pulls out some sort of strange choral instruments and starts sort of inscribing primordial runes into the side of your helmet. And then
What do they look like?
they look like primordial runes.
Oh, these are certainly primordial runes.
And he hands it back to you before picking up the glass armor and moving it away. You can, when you place the helmet back on, you don't feel all that different. The main thing is that the chill of the frigid cold doesn't seem to soak into your bones as much as it had done. If your armor, where's the actual wording for it? Yes, while in the helmet that you have, you and anything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as -50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice. So, carry unharmed.
Basically, it's unharmed by cold.
I assume
You aren't resistant to
it's
cold
still.
damage,
Yes, yeah.
but
You can deal with it though.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
you can deal with cold temperatures.
Condition.
Damage is different to environmental effects.
Did my new best friend also give me the big javelin?
He most certainly did, and
Give me.
this javelin comes with artwork. Would you like everyone to
Oh.
see the javelin, or do you just want to keep it to yourself?
Oh, Jeff, I'll do a stealth check.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I would not be able to hold it in.
There you go. That should hopefully have shown up. If I click that, there you go. Show up to everyone.
Oh. I hold it aloft, and I cry out in great excitement, "The javelin of 1,000 truths!"
It is indeed a javelin of lightning.
Oh my god, that's so cool. It's not a attunement?
It is not an achievement,
Ah, this is a great day.
but it can only be used as a lightning javelin once a day. But
Yeah.
you could still actually, because it's a javelin, you can still fire this out of your Ephitonus if you wanted to.
I was going to ask the gods if the gods would be particularly angry if I put this in my
No,
Ephitonus.
it absolutely would work in your Ephitonus. It is a
Yes.
javelin.
I give it to Pogeg as I say, Pogeg, this will be our heralding call.
I'm sure there
I
won't
trust
be
you with
any
this.
issues in firing a javelin of lightning underwater.
No. Listen, I've been in the water for at least 2 days at this point. Sogeg's pretty clear that he understands everything. I
To be
think I
fair,
get
you
it
have
now.
seen Zolk cast lightning bolts underwater, so
We have. Yeah, that's Zolk in it, you know. He's a little... Is the Javelin of Lightning like the same size as Zolk, or bigger? I'm going to compare it. It's like a
Zolk, how tall are you?
meter stick.
Uh,
I know your size small, so probably it will be at the very least the same size as you.
4'2".
Ooh.
It's the javelin is a touch taller than Zolk, probably by only a few inches.
Oh.
I start to ponder. I'm just going to like look at the Ephitonus and look at Zolk.
Which means it's almost like twice the size of Pogeg.
He can catch. Pogeg's buff though. Pogeg's going to get swole. I command Pogeg to just start benching the Javelin of Lightning.
I'm
The
sure-
gods demand it,
I'm
Pogeg.
sure that will make a difference underwater.
It will. Sogeg just starts skipping away. He's just clearly he's just so happy
He has
right now.
achieved.
Wow, Sogeg, your javelin's almost as cool as my rooster. Almost.
Sogeg you can just tell like behind the helmet of primordial runes, just tears welling up in his eyes. He just nods. He just can't get the words out. He just starts giggling, giddy away. Yay!
Does anyone else want to deal with Navran's the marrow of the Quick Shark Armory? Anyone else want some arms or armor?
I don't believe he lied to me though. Dude.
I don't think he lied to you as such.
Right.
In that it's not his specialty. Of that, he might be able to enchant or help with one set of armor, but it was very much requiring armor to do so with, and a lot of money because that Cetessan glass armor was worth quite a bit.
It was quite good. This better not be faulty helmet runes.
There's also that of that you don't know how consistent those runes.
You just
will
told me a
actually be.
lie.
Yeah,
They look cool though.
because basically, you got the very basic effect of just not
Yes.
being affected by cold. You might be affected by pressure, but not cold.
Ouch. Pressure. I'm not under it.
Anyone else wanting to go into the armory? No. So, is there anywhere else in the shopping district you would like to investigate? So you've got the Quick Shark Armory, you've got What Washes Up, the Ocean's Bounty, the Streams of Steam Spa, and this primordial, or this abyssal one that you can't fully read the words of.
I do not trust the bottom two, I gotta be honest.
Why wouldn't you trust What Washes Up and abyssal language?
Well, yeah. Well, the gods have convinced me. You know what? Curse me. No, but
So I was gonna
someone
say,
else
yeah,
do it
does,
first.
Yeah, does anyone else want to have a look around before Sogeg keeps moving on?
I swear I have some of those shells around here somewhere. As Skuttz like rustles into her into her shirt.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you can choose between, well, one of them will probably die underwater. You've got. Do you want me to let everyone know what you actually pulled? Because that's whispered, so no one else will see that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, real quick, I'm just gonna go with the smallest because we're looking for shells, and that's a shell,
it
right?
has got a shell.
So logically,
that's
that's what Skuttz would pull out. So yeah.
A smallest that never stops moving, albeit very, very slowly. If you pull out, let's.
He might pass his Constitution saving throw.
And I can't copy the artwork. In fact. It's this feathered snail, and automatically see the water around it turning to slime that seems to just hang. Is this mucus? And it is actively crawling up your arm and just constantly moving, but as it says, very, very slowly.
I'd like to walk into the shop. What washes up?
Okay. That's this bottom one.
Our little snail friend here.
Snail staying stuck to you.
What kind of stuff is in here?
So in here, you see a unbelievable, just shelves and shelves and display cabinets, all sorts filled with junk. All stuff, things like cutlery, dinnerware, rotten clothing, barrels, all sorts, all from the surface.
Oh man, this is stuff I've seen already. She pokes at some of it. Does she see anything of particular interest that she might like in the shop? Something to either make something out of, or maybe she'd go wander and see if it would be something the armor would accept as currency. Is it just like
Make
it's
an
slowly?
investigation check.
All right.
You could
She
also
just
try
kind of.
and talk to the proprietor of the place, the big fat fish creature right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's junk. It's all stuff that you have seen in your travels across Theros as very mundane items. Although why
She
it's been placed in such sort of high regard here, this place almost feels like a museum in that sense.
Excuse me. What? Your shop looks like my granny's house.
Oh, my, what have we here? You? How? What? Are you? By the bubbles, are you a surface dweller?
I've dwelled on the surface. I've dwelled in some grass. I kind of dwell wherever I want.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Grass? What is this? Grass that you speak of?
Move along.
It's green and it grows out of the ground and it makes me itchy when I roll in it.
So, is it like the corals where it stays stiff and houses animals, or is it? It must be something more mystical and magical, such as the wonders I've heard of the dry world. Surely, oh, to see it.
I can show you. She starts to open her shirt.
Yes.
Do you want to see? She gets like genuinely excited.
I could not fathom anyone having the capacity to be able to grant one such as myself a way up to the glorious and mystical world of the surface.
Dude, you could go right now. Just say the word.
Yeah, definitely
I can
don't,
transport you.
talk to the shopkeeper and see what he can sell you. Just chuck him straight in the bag.
Well, he wants to see the dry
It's like
land.
making a wedge.
Gonna make his dreams come true. Maybe he'll trade something for a chance to see the dry.
I mean, you're not exactly selling it in the sense of, oh, I'll let you in if you sell me stuff. It's oh, hey, get in the bag. The creature holds its hand over the bag, and you see it glow as he casts a spell of some kind. Oh, how devilish. How ingenious! Oh, the inspiration that the dry folk must have to make a way to travel such distances in something so beautifully mundane. You would allow me, the humble rullet, to travel through such an artifact to see the beloved surface.
Well, I mean, it's to go see my granny, but granny is on the surface.
Of course. Oh, the bonds of family I thought it was something that only we here in Olantin truly possessed. That's what all of the others would discuss, of how barbaric and monstrous that you can be up on the surface. But I truly believed. Look at all the wonderful artifacts of yours that I have collected to prove that those on the surface are so willing, so open to one another. You would do me such a great and magnificent boon.
But only if you trade me something cool for it. She like
Uh, for
closes
one
it and then
that possesses such wonders in something that they wear so openly, I don't think I could offer you anything that you wouldn't already have.
what if ooh, I know. What if you ask my granny for some cool stuff? I'm sure she has neat things for you to sell.
Uh,
I think I should convince him to
as-
start selling hag items.
as
In
I
Atlantis.
said, it would be a true dream, one so far away, to be able to go to the surface, but I would have nothing of equal value to such generosity as fulfilling a lowly dream of mine.
My granny likes making friends all over.
Then, will you let me travel through your wondrous artifact?
Mm. Mm. Now I gotta think about it, because you said you don't have anything cool. um. Hmm. You like neat things. Have you noticed? Do you know what that shop says up there? Referring to the one in Abyssal.
Ah, secrets and supplies. He's a interesting fellow, although a little questionable in tastes.
Hmm.
No glorious appreciation of the beauty of the surface, like I. Nothing that he could offer you could compare to what I could potentially find, although you offer such rarity, such beauty, that even one as connected as myself may struggle.
Well, here's the deal. I have an idea. You want to go and see the dry land. I'm here where it's really cold and I don't have enough fluff for this. So if you can help me be underwater, I'll help you go to dry land. You can find something to help me.
Is that all you would require? Simply, I couldn't even fathom why a member of the dry folk would ever want to come to this frigid, desolate waste. The waters that are so hard to appreciate.
Came here because of my friend Nadren. Why wouldn't I? She wanted to come here.
Oh,
You guys have all kinds of cool animals, and there was a whale, and it had a horn, and I sent it to Granny.
oh,
I love it down here.
oh, the capacity for beauty of the dry folk. Oh, truly, my soul is touched. I think I may have some small token that might potentially help one as generous as yourself. He turns and starts rooting through a few chests of just seemingly overflowing with shells and different things you would find underwater. Something that he keeps sort of hidden away as to not defile the beauty of his museum of the dry folk. Before pulling out pulls out a small, quite simple silver ring. This here is enchanted. Something I traded for a long, long time ago. Although I was told that its manufacture was on the surface. Sadly, I was lied to, and it is something native to the seas. But it will keep you warm and keep the chill of the cold from your bones.
Oh, sweet. As she reaches out for it, I guess she'll put it on her horn because that's where those go.
Okay. It does require attunement if you want to gain any effects from it.
I believe I have an open attunement slot.
Okay. I
Well,
give you should have a ring. Up to you if you want to let everyone know what you've got.
yeah.
It is a ring of warming.
Ooh.
While wearing the ring,
She likes toasty stuff.
you have resistance to cold damage, and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as -50 degrees.
Thanks, pal. She'll reach out to like shake his hand.
I would like to see my side of the deal, if you wouldn't be so kind.
Oh, yeah. She just like opens the pocket of her shirt bigger and bigger. It's through here.
He
Say hi to Granny.
transforms into almost a being of pure water as he swims through the shirt. And, well, ends up on the other side of it, I guess.
Oh my god.
Well, that was evil.
I was gonna say, that was a real dick move.
Definitely didn't have anything else on him that you could have bought, but okay.
That was
You
the
made-
first feeling.
He
You made
wanted
it.
to go to the land. We struck a deal.
You made him pay for it. That's just.
That is the easiest capture we've ever had. He
Success,
was
that.
so willing.
Easy success.
Was anyone beyond us paying attention to that?
There's not many other people here.
Quick, ransack the place.
I'll stand in the doorway to block any sight. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
Oh.
Okay. So who's
Oh, hey,
ransacking?
Sogeg.
What washes up?
I found out that name of that store is like secrets and something. Or I forgot. Anyways, and she'll just like
That was good intel.
Some secrety stuff, I don't know.
Sounds suspicious.
So, before you investigate the secret abyss shop, is anyone joining Zolk in his theft? Also, Skuttz,
Not
you're still
theft.
covered in the slime snail that is currently travelling around your body, cover you in quite thick, glowing slime.
Oh no. Don't trust glowing slime. We know what that does.
It looks delicious.
Does it?
Yeah,
no.
it's got a similar
Skuttz is-
sheen to the Nyx nectar that you've become addicted to.
Oh my god, glowing blue is my favorite flavor. And as everyone else is doing their stuff, she's just gonna lick the snail trails off of her arm.
Okay.
Ew.
Let's have a look. You would gain 21 points of healing.
Oh. Nice.
But I'm at max health.
It doesn't go over max health.
Yeah. All right.
Do need to keep in mind that you have. It is not addictive though, at least. This may be a bit of a spoiler, but I'm just going to put that token to remind me.
Hold on a second.
What?
Wait. Can I
Hmm.
lick? Wouldn't I just be stuck? I'd be stuck licking the inside of the bubble, wouldn't I?
You'd be able to put your arm into the bubble and then lick off the side there.
All right.
Won't have the ball for too much longer. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. So, is it just Zolk that is thieving? It's just Zolk that's thieving. Zolk, give me an investigation check.
This should come at no surprise.
Don't lose it this time to an Oni. Oh.
Pressed it. Oh, there it is.
Okay. You immediately start digging. Where are you looking? So the majority of this place is display cabinets and shelves, all with a bunch of very mundane items you'd find on the surface. And there was also the chest at the back that was full of shells and stuff from Olantin. Where are you looking?
Go to the box.
Going through the box. Okay. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just filling your pockets with whatever you find?
Either currency or something that catches his eye.
Okay. Where's my currency money? So you find 140 different stylized shells that all seem similar to the ones that Nadrin wears in her armor. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny. What would be the fun one? Okay, let's go one. Do a D4. You find a exceptionally bright blue sapphire, and as you sort of look into it, it almost has bubbles trapped inside it.
Fancy rock acquired.
You found a fancy rock. It's not Titanstone, so you don't give a shit.
I mean, it's a good colour.
Essentially, a blue sapphire that has bubbles in it, so you can shake it and turn it into a snow globe. There you go.
Okay.
Definitely doesn't
Someone
do
else.
anything else.
We'll find out soon enough.
I'm sure. Okay. Anyone else wanting to deal with the remnants of what washes up?
I think it's best we leave that one alone.
Okay. Are you staying at the scene of your crime and continuing to look at the other shops?
Folk did it.
Did nothing wrong.
You better not rough the place up. That'll be.
I mean, all it makes it seem like is they left in a hurry.
So, the remaining shops that you haven't investigated yet is the Ocean's Bounty, which is this guy here that seems to be selling different types of food. There is the Streams of Steam Spa here, and the mysterious abyssal one that remembers some kind of secrets in the name, but forgot the rest of it.
Looking at the Ocean's Bounty, is there any shark laid out?
Make a survival check. See if you can identify prepared shark meat.
That's prepared shark meat right there. I know it.
Absolutely. You find some sashimi shark.
I look to the fine purveyor and I just say, listen, my best friend Narvin up there, and that was his name.
Yeah, that was close enough, Nervins.
He sold me a very good javelin, and I want to give him something special. Do you know he likes to eat shark?
Are you asking me that does a marrow like eating shark? Do you
We
like
all
eating
have-
scorpions?
I've dabbled. There's something sinful and exciting about the taste.
Well, each to their own. I mean, I'm sure we'll appreciate the gesture. Sharks,
He's not a
nice
full
enough.
shark, though.
I mean, when it's prepared here at the Ocean's Bounty, it's pretty damn tasty.
I pull out from my pocket the Muscleman shark meat. I say, well, then take a look at this. A bit dejected at, I don't think my best friend's going to appreciate this. My new Javelin Lightning Man. I'll have to give it to the OG BFF. This meat came from a shark that had, and I can't fully explain it, gigantic biceps. Bet you've not seen that before.
He looks down at the
I
meat
pat it.
and sees it sort of slowly shifting and changing as the mutation magic still roils in its flesh.
Bet you're just dying to prepare this.
I have no idea what you are showing me, and nor do I have any intention of cooking or eating it. Thank you kindly.
So shark meat.
It may have been once, but it ain't now.
Slightly disappointed in him. I said, okay. Well, I want to thank you peoples in some way, and maybe this will help. I give him some spoiled harpy meat. How about this?
Another thing I can't say I've ever seen, is it some kind of surface meat?
I mean, it was an A surface. Not many surfaces, I think, actually. It kind of exploded.
I can't say I've ever really prepared surface food, so I wouldn't really know what to do with it.
A look of confusion. You sea folk are strange. You confuse me. Where I come from, we'd probably eat it, honestly.
I mean, you're welcome to buy any of the delicacies we have here at the Ocean's Bounty. We've got skewered eels. We've got anemone briskets, all sorts of things.
Okay, I don't want to come off as weird, but you mentioned scorpions, and now it's kind of itching me. Got any sea scorpions? Kind of reminded me.
We've got a few. They may take a bit of finesse to eat, but you're welcome to try. As he goes a little bit behind his counter and pulls out this huge sea scorpion. It's almost the same size as yourself. Freshly caught this morning.
I don't have any money. Would you take a grand old tail?
If only someone hadn't just stolen and robbed one of the shops right next to this guy.
It would have been useful. I look to him and I just say, listen, in the land world, I am a great nobleman. And I do not pay for food. But this is not the land, so perhaps I can pay you in high tails. As I say this, I feel a spark of the divine, as I'm willing to spend 10 story points.
Fuck.
As I spend 10 story points, I tell the greatest tale of Sogeg, mightiest, humblest in form of Jim. But then as I came through, I rabble-roused and called the poor to strike up against their villainous overlords of great Sogeg, the lightning bringer, the one who wears the bronze boot, the one who has earned and will always eat scorpion.
To think that I was in the presence of one of the legendary landfolk. It would be my honor if you would take this fresh and unprepared scorpion.
Thank you. Just remember the name, Sogeg, as you tell of all your other people who catch your sea scorpions.
I will let every single merfolk I meet that I met Sogeg, the Sogeg, here on this day, where the only important thing that happened in front of me was meeting Sogeg, and I definitely didn't hear anything happen in the shop right next to me.
I'm just going to spend 5 more story points. I say, look, you've done me well, my friend, but let me tell you of another story. A story of a strange toadman whose name I don't know, who went into a pocket not related to me.
He did give his name once, but you were too busy shoving it into the shirt.
He did. I just asked him very quick. What was the name of the toadman? Very quick.
It was
Just subtly, no reason. Roulette. As I look to him, as I spend 5 more story points, as I say, I'm going to give you a round 2. I don't think you knew of this, but your friend seemed really, really keen to go to the surface.
Oh, absolutely. He would not shut up about his love of the surface world like it's some great mystical place.
And let me tell you a story. Some would say perhaps half as grand as the one I just told you, of another surface dweller, of Skutt's tallest, destroyer of trees, matchmaker of the feeble, and potentially explosive at the moment. As her magical surface witch powers, as she can give anyone but one wish, and it might happen. And Grulit's wished to be on the land, and with a huff puff and a granny chuckle, he did disappear and went on to land and was not murdered. I do a double wink again.
She just slow blink at him.
I do as I slow blink to him. I sort of very much show my Zeiston that glows slightly blood red in one hand and my javelin of lightning in the other. As I slow blink at him, definitely not murdered, as he was sent to the surface world. You will hear of Grulitz if you but wait either 1 month or conveniently when our party leaves a lantern. You will hear of him, I promise you, in tales.
Well, you
Seen.
seem like the most trustworthy scorpion I ever did meet, so I'll take your word for it.
Good. Good. I swear to God, Zol could have to use more story points for your fucking thievery.
I mean, you didn't have to.
I framed myself, shit.
You're not part.
As I bow deeply, as I think the story will spread far and wide.
Are you
God, we're
taking
cool.
your sea scorpion with you?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
How edible does it look?
I mean, it's completely unprepared. It's not cooked or anything like that.
Scorpions poisonous.
Okay, let me have let's have a look.
I nestle it on my back.
Right.
How as I put it onto, I like sort of like awkwardly position it like in the seat of the Ephetonus. Do I feel weighted down? I need to lighten this
Just
up.
go in and getting a token for what these actually are. There you go.
Oh, oh my God! I know what we need to do.
It's one of these.
I know what we need to do, party.
Oh, no.
As everyone else goes about their business, Sogeg will meanwhile drag the ski scorpion over here, and I will await the party after they do what they wish to do. Sogeg has a plan.
Okay.
Surprisingly, it's a not a tragic, awful plan.
Does anyone want to investigate the remaining two shops? There is the spa and the abyssal shop. Or does anyone want to go back to the armory or to what's left of what washes up?
So, do we still need to find the solution for a Zolkrite for not being crushed? We've got one
And
more.
Bennett.
And Bennett, yeah. And we've got 2 shops left, so that's pretty handy.
Oh, if only there was a particular salesman that may have had a way to get everyone.
That had at least 1 ring of anti-crushing.
Well, isn't it just cold you've got protection from at the moment?
Yeah, just cold, not pressure.
That's fine. Doesn't matter.
Definitely doesn't do force damage. Oh, and the stair would definitely be on this side at this point. Not that that's got anything to do with what I was saying.
Does it?
So, anyone want to investigate the other shops, or are we moving on to Sogeg's big brain moment? Because those have always gone well when a party member suddenly stops and says, "I have a
always gone
brilliant
well."
idea."
Surprisingly, I think this one is a great idea.
Well,
It can't go wrong.
I want to go to the secret place, but I also don't want to talk to the people in the secret place. This is a problem.
Why don't you want to talk to the person in the secret place?
There is a combination of I have nothing of value aside from all these shells I've stolen, and I have no idea what I'm asking for.
There's that too, yes.
Shells is money.
Shells is money.
I'm gonna drag a Nadrin into the secret shop.
You're making me go into the secret shop with you.
Yes.
Are you willing to go with Zolk? Because I don't
I'll
think
go
he's going to
with
be
him.
strong enough to stop you from not going.
I'll go with him, but you have to talk.
Okay.
Okay, so inside, just it's almost like the light is being suppressed here. It's still bright enough to be able to see, but it almost feels like the colour is being seeped out of the room. And in the centre is this a humanoid jellyfish of some kind. Bedrin, you would recognise this creature as a pale screamer. They're very, very rare. Usually avoided because they can just make people feel uncomfortable. But so long as you don't overly piss them off, they are relatively harmless.
Okay, so Zolk has to behave himself in here.
Well, my
You head on it.
presence.
You head on in, you see the pale screamer just sat motionless on one side of the room, in this room that is, like I said, it feels colder than everywhere else. It's almost like colour and life just doesn't want to be here.
Well, Zolk will just open up with, how do your sign doesn't make any sense.
Turns the approximation of its face towards you. Just completely blank, no eyes, nose, mouth, or anything. Just a set of gills as it stares faceless at you for a few seconds. Or you hear just thundering through your mind. Ah!
Nice.
That's one of those.
Hey, who would have thought a pale screamer sounded like that?
All right then. Well, if that's how we're communicating, I suppose I might as well just use my earworm to respond with ah.
You scream back into the mind of this pale screamer. And it responds in kind with more of its deafening screaming, this bone-chilling noise of ah! And you get this strange connection with it, almost like as you bask in the telepathic sound waves just buffering you and actively injuring you, you feel like if you allowed it to continue screeching, it would unlock something. It would allow access or something new to come to mind.
I mean, I'm happy to continue screaming back until he stops.
Oh, he's not stopping. He doesn't have lungs. He doesn't need to.
This is telepathic. Do I need lungs?
No, that is true.
All right, we're in for the long haul.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw, please, then.
Ah, sweet.
Fantastic.
Fuck.
You are deafened.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm not going to tell you for how long, as just your entire mind just vibrates with this thunderous, abyssal shriek. But it's almost like within you, something is being awakened. Something is starting to make sense. Give me an Arcana check, please.
Oh, bugger.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, that's a fail. As this thing tries to unlock something to do with your magical potential, you are so consumed by just screaming back at this thing, probing your mind with its bellow, that you completely resist its efforts to teach you new spells and waste all of your spell slots. So at the moment, you have used all of your spell slots.
Ooh.
All this
Oh.
soundless screaming match is
Oh
happening.
yeah, naturally to you, it's just so, and this creature staring dumbfounded at each other.
Can I just, from where I'm stood, right next to the door, just what's going on in here?
Oh, Zolk is deaf; he can't hear.
No, well, like I want to look around and see.
Oh, look
what
around!
is- what is it? What is this room?
The room itself seems to be relatively featureless. As if almost like the contrast has been turned down, and that it's feeling almost grayscale, like the colour is being seeped from the room. There was just this pale screamer sat on one side, and Zolk on the other, in a silent screeching match. There's not really that many details that you can see at first glance, but as the proprietor is occupied, I will give you a chance to make an investigation check if you want to have a route around.
Still screaming.
I don't really know what to do here because it's just them two staring at each other.
It's those who staring
We still need to find.
eerily
we need to-
silently at each other. But you can
need to find
see the
one from
bubbles
it.
coming out of Zolk's ears just from his brain rattling.
Assuming that Zolk is in screaming, eventually going to get himself away to not be crushed. Is it worth going in the other shop and seeing if we can get something for Bennett to not be crushed? Underwater ointment.
Yeah, there's that is an option. Ordinarily, can take this opportunity that Zolk has given you to distract the screamer and have a route around. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll have a look around, I think.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Investigation. This is why you don't take me with you for an investigation check.
Yeah, I was going to say it can't be worse than whatever's happening to Zolk.
Hey, I can still talk to people, it's fine.
You search around, and as I say, most of this place is pretty barren. But you managed to find, essentially behind where the Pale Screamer was sitting initially, a small chest most of it is scrolls, which you can immediately identify as spell scrolls. But they seem to be bound by a thin golden chain with a small blue gem. It's oddly familiar, but not exact. You'd recognize the headband of intellect, although a different stylized one.
Oh shit.
So it's a different type.
So
of...
it's still a headband of intellect. It was still the same thing. It's just not the same one that Sogeg had.
Okay, so it just looks different.
It looks different. It's a different design, but same functionality, and it seems to be used at the moment as a way to hold together a handful of spell scrolls.
Hmm. Is there anything else in here?
Those are the main things that you can find from that investigation roll. You can try and look further while the screaming match continues.
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll keep looking around.
Okay. Give me another investigation check. Okay. Zolk, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
There was a contribution I wanted to make to this, though.
I
wanted to
mean,
ju-
there's one contribution you would be making that I'm being nice and trying not to remember, which is technically those investigation checks should have been at disadvantage because of Zolk.
Hell.
I wanted to just hand the screamer 40 shells with a note saying try again.
Oh, okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw first.
All right. It's not another one.
You go to try and move to give the screamer some shells and a note, but you find that your body has seized up on you. It's not responding, almost like the pathways between brain and muscle are being drowned out by the screaming in your brain.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are paralyzed and deafened.
I'm going on a limb and say I failed.
I tell that he's.
You definitely can tell he's not doing very well. Turns out you kind of need to not be paralyzed to breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
As I believe the way that Zolt breathes underwater is Alter Self, which is a concentration spell.
It's Cloak of the Manta Ray at the moment.
Oh, is it Cloak of the Manta Ray? Okay, then it's not so bad. You don't need to concentrate on it.
I don't have Alter Self anymore.
Oh, I see.
The rebirth kind of got rid of it.
Right. I thought it was from a epithet, that's why.
I made a new Manta Ray, so we have two.
That's fine. So yeah, you're not drowning then. You're just paralyzed and deafened. And yes, Najin, you would be able to tell that he's definitely not doing well. If he wasn't surrounded by water, he would be drooling.
So he's got that look going on him.
Just sort of
Alright.
dead-eyed. As whatever seems to be happening, the screamer is trying to do something, but Zolt's body is not accepting it. And it is paying the price.
I am going to just like stick my head out the door. Guys, this doesn't look so great for Zolk.
He's got it.
Why? What's up? Skuttz and pokes her head in.
The smallest stuck to one side of your face as it continues just crawling all over your body.
So, we walked in here. They both just kind of stopped and stared at each other, and now he doesn't look so good.
Did you try turning him off and turning him back on again? Skuttz raises her Skuttz raises her granny stick.
I have not tried to hit him. I don't know what's happening.
Skuttz will enter the room and try to assess what's going on here. With her, I can't move the snail. With her little snail going around.
You walk in to see this bloated humanoid jellyfish and Zolk staring at each other. The strange sack on the back of the pale screamer just slowly pulsating, while Zolk gently trembles, bubbles coming out of his ears and nose as he cannot move and seems to be unaware of your presence.
Ooh. He's going to pick him up and just turn him in the opposite direction and see if breaking the eye contact helps.
It does not. The pale screamer has no eyes or face in general.
Jelly man.
The jelly man.
She'll give him just like a gentle bop, but not. I don't want to have to roll damage. I don't want to hit him hard enough, just like to see if he'll respond. Like like how you like bang on a computer, you know, or not a computer.
Sure.
Not
You,
the printer.
you give him a bop on the bonds, and no response.
I just look at Nadrin dead in the eye. Yeah, he's broken, all right.
Zolk, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh god.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. While that's happening, need to look something up. So, what's everyone else doing while I go grab something?
I have a ponder into the shop to the north. And I'll just point to my helmet and just say, I've got a friend, he's a human walker, a two-legged man. He also needs to survive the crushing coldness and pressures of a lantern. Do you have anything?
First of all, I just need to down for Zolk. Okay, so you walk into the last remaining shop.
Yes.
And you see, let me just move Mr. Burbles and the like, because there is a female Shahugan around these sort of very gentle, sort of flowing water. It seems to be rising up as if heated from things under the floor. And it's, as soon as you step through the door, it just feels relaxing. Well, you were looking for a way to just warm up and relax, you can come in and sit and enjoy the warmth of the steam. But if you're looking for something a bit more portable, I might have a solution, but it won't be cheap.
I'll walk in and I'll steam a bit. Hey, this is nice. Nice. Do you have... You seem like a chill person. Do you ever find yourself on the go and not very chill?
I find myself always just relaxing and helping others to find that same tranquility.
But what about if you had the chance of being relaxed on the go? Which I
Well,
think is what you're about to tell me. But
I would not particularly partake in as such, but I do have a way for anyone to just be as relaxed and as smooth and just letting it all flow like water.
how much would this cost for my friend who at the moment is slightly comatose and limp?
Well, it's in potion form, so each dose or each vial would take you back probably about 25 shells.
How long does a potion last?
Depends on what effects you're hoping for. The immediate tends to be a little short, a bit more closer to 10 minutes or so, but the feeling of relaxation and just the meditative state of being one with water is something that could last a lifetime.
Scale of 1 to being crushed by the horrendous water pressure and coldness of this abyssal hellhole. A feeling of relaxation for a lifetime. Where would you rate that on that scale?
Well, it would be closer to a get out of an extremely crushing situation easily rather than something you'd use overly regularly. But you're welcome to dose up on plenty if you need it to last a long time.
No, no, no. I'm not a junkie. I'm a king. Well, I just pat my knees and go, well, I hate to say it, but I'm literally broke unless you trade it for... And I start pulling out my pockets. I have some muscle shark meat, some spelled harpy. I've for some reason got the captain's skeleton hand.
Oh, I know why you've got the Captain Skeleton hand.
I said I'd give it to Nadrin. Why did I say I'd give it to
No,
Nadrin?
you kept it
No.
because you decided on that session that Sogeg is a cannibal.
Oh yeah. Well, no, yeah. No, I ate the finger and it was quite nice, but I kept the rest of the skeleton hand.
Yeah,
And in
you
my
turned it
notes,
into
I
a
put give
lollipop
to
or something like
Nadrin.
that.
I did. It was really good. It was really good. Must say. Got the Sook costume. Some fragments of a statue for some reason. Maybe you'd be interested in a purse. A purse?
Why have you got a purse?
I don't know. It's just one of the starting supplies
Oh,
you get.
okay.
I've got that in a sensor. I find it quite funny that Sogeg has like a paladin sensor. I think you put incense in and wave them
Yeah,
about.
I don't think you'd be able to use a sensor underwater very well.
Could try. Nah, I will.
Not
I
particularly
thank the
interested.
chill lady and say,
Let's just say that the person that would have quite happily bought all of that junk is currently living out their dream.
yeah, that was an oopsie. We got one. I'm gonna go back to me. What would he like? Oh, I couldn't give that up, could I? No.
Right. While this is happening with Sogeg, Nadja and Skuttz, are you doing anything about the Zolk situation?
No.
Should not put another shopkeep thing in my shirt. Don't do it. I just want to stay in the granny pocket. I don't think hitting it is a better solution either. Nothing Skuttz would do right now is very helpful. She'll continue to like adjust the paralyzed Zolk kind of like a TV antenna, trying to see if I can get him a signal.
Nadrin, have you got any ideas?
I really don't know.
Okay. Zolk, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. So, no one knows what to do with Zolk, so Sogeg, we'll go back to you. What would you like to do?
What is something for? Oh, yep.
I just had an idea.
Okay, well,
Oh no.
we'll.
While I'm doing all this, can I spend some story points? While I tell Nadrin, so this one time, it was crazy. There was this thing I couldn't fix, and while I was trying to fix it, I like fell over backwards, and when I stood back up, I knocked it over, and it went right back into place. Who would have thought? And see if she can do something clumsy as she like stands up and steps backwards over a table to help the situation.
How many story points are you willing to spend?
Oh God. Let's see how many I have.
The more you spend, the more likely it will be a success.
I have 75. Let's use. Let's use 25.
Oh, fucking hell, okay.
Who put this table here?
So, you, in your frustrated rage of not being able to get a good signal through Zolk, decide to take a stomp around the room, only to trip on a little bit of mollusk slime, launching a table into Zolk, which then launches him out of the room and then breaking the connection with the Pale Screamer. Also, because you spent 25, let me do this one. Fuck me. Right, okay. Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, this is such a bad idea, but fine. Okay. Zolk, as you come to on the other side of the room to where the screamer was screaming, you feel exhausted. Your ears are still ringing, and you definitely still can't hear. But you at least can move again. And something has unlocked in your mind. You learn the following spells.
Oh god.
You get Cordon of Arrows, Commune, and Incendiary Cloud.
Ooh.
I fixed him and made him better.
With
He is
the-
pretty badass.
for each successful save that he made,
Oh my
he
God.
learnt a new spell. For each one he failed, he
Oh.
started to die.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, that's cool.
That's a solid trade-off.
Yeah, good thing you.
How many would I have needed to fail to just die?
Do you really want to know the answer?
One more.
You're welcome to enter the room again and return to be screamed at. Speaking of the screaming room, the connection now severed. The pale screamer turns its attention. Let's see who it will turn its attention to in the room. It'll be to Skuttz. As Skuttz, you hear in your mind as this faceless jellyfish man turns to face you. Ah! Would you like to lean into it screaming into your brain, or would you like to walk away while you still have muscle control?
Ooh. Oh.
It worked out for me. It's incendiary.
Yeah, so it's
Does she realize
Cordon
what
of
happened to
Arrows,
Zolk?
Commune, and Incendiary Cloud are the spells you like.
Hang on, that's 8th level. What the fuck?
You don't have any 8th level spell slots though.
Point stands.
Get wrecked. I was
Uh,
using a random generator to determine the spells. So they may be
God.
some pretty spicy ones. But if you've not got a spell slot to be able to cast them,
Oh, we've all got to go into this room now.
Gotta be done.
Okay.
It's gotta be done.
So, Skuttz, are you allowing the screamer to continue screaming into your brain?
Yeah, she's gonna go into a rage and scream back at it.
Okay, so first of all, you go size large. And then roll on the barbarian rage table.
No. Oh no. Oh.
It's of your choice, so it's up to you if you want anything to be hit by those shadowy tendrils.
Well, I don't think it's attacking, so I won't
Okay.
deal damage to it.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
You just hear extremely loud.
Make an Arcana check, please.
Okay. This is going to go great.
Okay, you lose whatever spell slots you have. I also need to grab this. Oh, this could definitely go bad for me, and I know it. But it's funny.
Yes.
Would anyone want to intervene in Skutz's now giant rage at this slime, this pale screamer? I don't think Zolk's really told anybody what's happening.
Gonna prepare a long-reached arm to grab Skuttz if she looks like she's going to boo brain. And ask Zolk to fill us in. Zolk, what the hell's going on in there?
Oh, Zolk can't hear
You'll
you.
get a thumbs up.
Yeah, Zolk is deaf.
Your mouth moved, you get a thumbs up.
I'll nod back. I'll nod back.
Everything's fine. Move along.
Okay, Skuttz. I'd like... I think this time I'm going to go for an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Ah, you gotta gut me like that.
Because you've got a +7 to Constitution.
I know. I was like, oh, I got this. Okay, intelligence is. Oh,
The ringing in your brain takes your hearing away as well. You are dead. Give me another Arcana check. Okay. Well, you've got no spell slots left to lose, so it's not the worst.
all right.
Anyone else getting involved with Skutt's whatever the hell is happening?
Yeah, get closer to prepare. There, doing party rescue maneuver. Nadrin, I think we've got to push Skuttz out if she looks like she's too much blood coming out of her nose.
Good luck moving it.
Oh God.
The only person who can really move her is you.
Nadrin, you're gonna have to make me bigger. It's the only way.
I don't think you'd fit in the shop.
I don't think I would
Yeah,
actually.
I was gonna say we gotta do a
I look
doorways.
cool though.
You are
Oh.
indoors.
I'll just sort of scooch my way into the opening and just be ready to try and, I don't know,
Just shove Nadrin out the way.
scuttle.
I
just
will. I can't even click on my own token because Sogeg's away. I will move back here, and Neil will come out of the room and stand next to Zolk.
Right. You know what? Let's keep things more interesting. Let's give me a wisdom saving throw, please. Oh no, wait, no, that'd be intelligence. Intelligence saving throw.
Ooh, fates. Oof.
Okay. You
Okay,
are
it's
also
pushing time. Oh my
paralyzed.
Gosh.
It's pushing time.
As bubbles start to leak from your ears and nose.
Gently scuttle around this strange jellyfish guy and start pushing at Skuttz. Come on now.
Give me an athletics check, Sogeg.
Oh, and I've got advantage because of my what's my bob?
Ooh, but I'm all slippery,
Papow.
covered in snail goo. Ooh.
Curse this goo.
You. How cruel do I feel like being? I'll leave it for now. You,
Explode.
Yeah, you give her a shove,
Oh no.
and thankfully the buoyancy of the water stops her from hitting the ground hard enough to detonate the mollusk slime.
Thank God that wasn't a crit.
Thank God you're underwater.
I walk towards the entrance.
Well,
And I
before
just
you leave,
ponder.
the screamer will
Creature.
turn its faceless head towards you and scream into your head as well.
I look to it and think, my mind is a fortress. Try me.
Oh no.
Are you also wanting to... Also, Skuttz, you learnt the spell Aura of Vitality.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so Sogeg, you're entering into a battle of the minds with this thing.
As I do, I very quickly say to Nadrin, reduce me if I look like I'm going pea-brained. For the love of God, reduce me. As yes, my mind is a fortress.
Well, we'll start up as we did for everybody because I'm being nice. Of the Constitution saving throw.
I am
please.
not afraid. I've already failed.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
You are now deafened.
My ears.
Give me an Arcana check.
Fortress.
You lose all of your spell slots.
I'm speedrunning this, okay? Speed run.
God damn it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyone want to intervene? Also, Skuttz,
Please
you
give
wouldn't
me
be
a sip.
raging anymore.
Oh.
Does anyone want to intervene with Sogeg before the screamer continues to scream into his brain? Or Sogeg, while you still have muscle controls, do you want to continue screaming?
You know it.
Skuttz
Fantastic.
will kind of try to grab him by his cape and pull.
Are you pulling him out now, or are you getting ready to pull him out later?
I'll let Sogeg decide.
Well, Sogeg is deaf, as are you.
I'm in another world right now.
Do you want another round of screaming at it, or shall I pull you out now?
I'll try one more scream. I've got faith.
Okay, so
Okay.
from
And that you're going to
here,
roll 6 on this
let's-
d6.
Intelligence
Damn
saving
it.
throw, please.
Curse! Oh!
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Let's have a go. Let's do.
Interesting. I'm going to get fairy fire, I just know it.
Look at that one. That one's fun.
Checkmate.
Would you like to continue to be screamed at?
Do it. Scream at me,
Okay,
you
give me a
fool.
moment, because I need to organise the hundreds of things I've got open on my screen at the moment.
I know you're going to roll a 6.
First of all,
You're going to roll a 6.
Zolk, Skuttz, have
Oh, yeah.
you written down what spells you've learned? Can I get rid of those notes?
I've got.
Okay.
Give it to me one more time.
You have Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
If you search on the compendium, you should be able to drag and drop it onto your character sheet. Then I need to roll
6.
Strength saving
Oh.
throw.
My mind is a muscle that I will crush you with.
Okay. Let's pick it up a notch, I think.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cool,
fuck
those
me.
are-
Okay, right, sure, I'll give you that one, because I'm sure I won't regret that later. Where was that one?
We'll get to use these spells when you've already forgotten about them, and then one session far in the future, you'll be like, why do you have that spell?
I was like, oh yeah, there was a jellyfish that
Shit.
screamed into my brain for a while. I was like, oh yeah. Are you continuing to have
Yes.
these abilities unlocked within you?
I care not for the spells, only to prove my might. Scream more at me.
Intelligence saving throw, please.
You're an evil little creature.
Okay.
My bones!
You go paralyzed.
Tug me. Pull me and tug me.
So was it
I...
with as Skuttz, you are directly touching him, and Adrian, you are watching this. You would notice him suddenly seize up, and those same bubbles start to leak from his mouth and ears.
Okay. At that point, I will reduce him.
So cast reduce on him.
And feeling him no longer resisting against tugging on his cape, she'll just pull him harder.
Okay. I'll move him to that. Are you going to keep him tiny? Just for fun.
It looks so wrong. It looks so wrong.
It does look really wrong.
I become a man.
Only
No.
had spell slots.
So, with nobody in the room, the screamer just sort of retreats back to where it was
Pretty
sat on
robust.
the floor. Sogeg, you learn Melf's Acid Arrow and Blight.
Oh no.
Yeah, see why I was like,
Oh.
uh-oh.
Oh, I like me. I like me.
Oh,
That
I so want to go in there myself.
you gotta go.
What's the worst that could happen? I think you've
Oh, I
I think
so wanna do
you've
it.
clicked to get them out after the second fail.
Yeah.
Unless you're curious to find
You're
out what
also
happens
the
on the third
spellcaster.
fail.
You've got to.
I've got to. I'm just gonna look at everyone and I'm gonna point. Because I don't think any of you can hear me.
Everyone else is
I'll-
deaf.
Give me a thumbs up.
I'll step just inside the door so Sogeg is able to grab me and pull me out.
Are you continuing to concentrate on keeping him small?
I reckon you're going to pass every save.
No.
got this.
I will let him be normal, Sogeg sized. But it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, it
I'll move a
wasn't.
bit further away.
Oh, wise
Okay.
rat.
Nadrin, as you step into this abyssal shop of secrets and horror, the Screamus rises from where it sits, turns its featureless face towards you, and you hear in your mind, "Ah!" Make a Constitution
It's not gonna
saving
be
throw.
funny.
I'm so sorry to my neighbours.
It's never not gonna be funny though.
Also, I'm so glad I have this microphone that actually caps and stops me from peaking too
Yeah.
hard. Okay, you are deafened. Give me a Arcana check, please.
Any of us pass the Constitution saving throw? Or we
And
are
you
con-
lose all of your spell slots.
Okay, all my thoughts are gone. Good to know, good to know.
You've got sorcery points if you want to get them back.
Yeah.
Would you like to continue to lean into the scream that is currently rattling your brain?
Yes.
Okay. Give me an intelligence saving throw. This thing's really going after your intelligence.
Intelligence is so bad.
we all got rid of our intelligence.
You are
No.
now paralyzed. Would you like
No,
to?
I didn't succeed on anything.
Would you like to
The real
continue
speedrun.
to try and hopefully succeed?
Are you leaning into the arena or are you leaning out of it right now? It could be
So-
fine, a third fail. You never know.
I don't want to die.
You're not entirely sure if it'll kill you. It just might not be the most pleasant experience to keep failing.
I will.
Are you a gambler?
I'll try one more.
Okay.
You got to gamble. It's intelligence.
It's going to be
Ooh.
dexterity. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey!
That is a success. We'll go for that one. Makes the most sense. We'll go for that. Would you like to continue?
One more.
Oh, okay.
Someone's gonna
Let me
stop
just
me.
grab
Oh,
this
this
one.
is the intelligence
Uh,
backfire right
This
now.
is gonna be the intelligence
Let me just
backfire, but I'm
grab the one
not very.
spell. I just want to point out this was not what I had planned for this shop. There was something similar, but not this. But I like this way more. Okay, so you're gonna gamble again.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling confident. That's a strength saving throw.
Oh, you win this.
Okay, that is a success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. Would you like to continue on this gambling spree?
Do we think I should?
Well, what's the worst that could happen?
You know my answer.
You gotta let it ride. You gotta let it ride.
Oh God.
This is so bad. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I shall not do this.
Another.
Oh, you're good at these.
Yeah, another dexterity saving throw. Okay, that is a success.
These.
I feel like Skuttz would probably be getting into scooping mode
Yeah.
about now.
Save her from herself.
Oh, I've got to do that one. That one's fun.
if someone doesn't scoop me out now, I will try again.
Yeah.
Would anyone want to scoop her out? Or do you want to try again?
Are you paralyzed yet?
I
Oh,
think
she's
I am,
paralyzed, yes.
Oh,
She's been paralyzed for
this
a
is a really
while.
awkward time to remember this. I probably should have remembered this quite a long time ago. But every single saving throw anyone's been doing should have been getting a +4 modifier. Sorry, +3 modifier.
Oh,
That's an oopsie. That's an oopsie on my part.
Well, I'll just raise the DC by 3. There we go.
That's
Or by 4,
respectable.
sorry. I'm not giving away
Okay.
these spells for free.
No,
Fuck you.
no.
okay, Scoopy me out, please.
I'm gonna scoop you out.
Scoopy me out before I make a bad mistake.
Are you sure you don't want to risk for the 4th success?
I do
And
want
learn
Mystery
another
box,
spell.
mystery box.
You're already onto some of the higher tier spells because you survived enough.
I really want to.
Science.
How many of you failed?
You failed 2.
2.
Everyone else failed too.
You don't know what would happen if you fail 3. I'm sure there's a way to recover from whatever might happen to you. Probably.
I think we've got a scoop.
I thought
Yeah, Skuttz is gonna pull her out.
Oh.
She's been shaking her head trying to get the ringing out of her ears,
Okay.
but it's in
Pull.
her brain.
Nurturing free of the grip of the pale screamer. And while you are still deafened, you are now no longer paralyzed, and you learn the following spells:
Mm-hmm.
Sleet Storm, Flaming Sphere, and Giant Insect.
What?
Flaming.
Sleet Storm,
Flaming-
Flaming Sphere, and Giant Insect.
Giant insect's fun.
Giant Insect is fun. You
it's
throw
fun.
spiders at people and they become giant spiders.
Okay.
Gotta keep some centipedes in your pockets.
So how do I find these then?
If you go onto the compendium on the right hand side and either just go onto spells and scroll down, or just type in Sleet Storm, Flaming Sphere, Giant Insect, and then drag and drop them onto your character sheet. You could always risk some more if you wanted to risk it. And I'll let you know when you leave Olanton what would actually happen if you fail too many. Because I get the feeling you're probably going to be coming back here for more screaming.
You know it.
I don't know what you're on about.
Well, you need to work out how on earth you're going to deal with the fact that the entire party's deafened for an indefinite amount of time.
I've got a plan to heal us of that, don't worry. Got a plan. Should have taken less restoration as well in this level up. I didn't.
There was a
requires
chance you could have
friendlies.
learnt it from the screamer.
Exactly. Would have been perfect.
We never really solved my ability to deal with the elements.
No, you didn't.
Had a lovely time though.
Also, just behind the scenes, in my notes for that room, it's literally called by the Pale Screamer.
Name.
That
This
was
guy.
always planned. But it forcing itself into your mind and unlocking new abilities was kind of... I'd worked it out when I got to it. I was just going to sell you spell scrolls, and I thought, you know what, this is funny. So, is there anything else you'd like to do here? I can't believe how I'm just looking at my screen and the amount of notes on like other items I had ready for everyone that now are currently with Granny.
He's got it.
God damn it.
I'm gonna throw the giant scorpion like adjacent to me to the left.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shout very loud to the party, "Come over here!" and hold hands. I like gesture. I've not quite got that I'm deaf yet. But I just try and shout louder so everyone can hear. But I sort of beckon everyone towards me and sort of draw a circle with my hands as if we need to stand around the giant scorpion.
Sogeg, give me a persuasion check. Everyone else, give me an insight.
Oh no.
We're going to do it this way.
I'm actually really good at these. God, I'm not very persuasive. Oh, come on now.
I'm not
Come on
very
now.
insightful.
Come on.
No one has any clue what you're trying to
Come on,
say.
Zol. Come on, Zol. I usher everyone to like come really close. I like usher you to like literally come up towards me, and I'll pick up Zolk. I should have been at disadvantage as well. Oops. I'll pick up Zolk, and I just like put my face to his ear, and I scream at him, "Hold my hand! You just got to hold my hand!" And I just forcibly hold his hand and put him back down, and then like gesture to everyone else.
Okay, I'll let everyone vaguely understand what he's trying to do there.
As we all go around the Great Scorpion, Sogeg says a really heartfelt speech. It's really, it's personal to him, and it's the first time he's ever been really vulnerable in front of the party, and no one can hear him. How painful, how unfortunate. So I guess you just assume he's talking about how he murdered the crap out of this giant scorpion. But actually, he just talked about how this has been his favourite day ever, apart from getting deafened. And I think we need a great feast. As we hold hands together, I think we should invoke the power of the good dudes, and I will spend 5 more story points as I call out for the words of Frankos, as we need a gaggle of great ogre chefs to cook us up a giant scorpion, I think.
So are you summoning ogres underwater, or are you casting Hero's Feast?
Yeah, good point, actually. No, we don't have any spell slots left. We don't have any spell slots left, do we? We can't cast bubble on them. Sogeg remembers last minute.
I
And
give myself spell slots.
problem is, I guess there's the issue of they don't magically disappear either. The ogres do,
they
but
stay.
Frankos
No,
wouldn't.
the ogres stay for 1d6 round, or
Yeah.
arrive in 1d6 rounds and stay for that many minutes, and then they just leave on their own accord.
Yeah, let's not kill ogres. I feel bad about that. Let's just use Hero's Feast. Hero's Feast on this giant scorpion. I know it's not quite how Hero's Feast works, but a feast on top of the giant scorpion that we can all eat.
Okay, you will need spell slots to be able to cast it. You don't need material components, but you do need spell slots.
Oh, rip. The good dudes is out.
So,
Oh, no, do that.
Neil can headbutt you and give you spell slots.
I will
Fuck me, Neil.
allow, because it's a party epithet, for combined spell slots, as in, so I believe Hero's Feast is a level 5 spell.
I think it is, yeah.
It's either level 5 or level 6, but I'll allow for, say, one person to use a second level spell slot, one person to use a third level spell slot, and so on, to add up to that amount.
Mostly, I think we really need to use this bloody epithet. We've never used it.
You have never used it.
I really want to eat this giant scorpion. Can Neil and you sorcery up a combined 5 spell slots?
Skuttz also has that ability as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think I have 3
Oh, it's 6 level
charges.
spell. It's a 6 level spell. So you'll need to gain a combined 6 spell slots to be able to use it.
Yeah.
What's my highest spell slot I can go to?
At the moment, it'll be 3, I would have thought. Or is it 4 at this point?
Spells. I have level 4 slots.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, full
So-
caster makes sense, yeah.
Jeez. We're level 8, aren't we? Bloody hell. We're getting up.
I can use 6 sorcery points and give myself a level 4 spell slot.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So that's
And-
level 4.
And I just gave myself 1 second level.
Yes, either 1 second level or 2 first level. But then again, you don't have any second level spell slots because you can't
Yeah,
cast second level
no.
spells, so it'd have to be 2. Do you
Okay.
have 2 spell slots? Because you're a warlock at level 1. I think you've only got 1 spell slot.
Oh,
Isn't it always 2? Warlock.
I'm sure warlock at level 1 is only 1.
I think Warlock at level 1 is only 1.
Brutal.
Level 1 is awful. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I should have probably taken a
If
second
only
level.
you had a
Warlock.
level up recently.
I didn't think it through.
Who needs spells as a
Neil, hit me.
barbarian?
And
Hit me, Neil.
Neil will headbutt
Fair anyone. You've got a spell
Sogeg.
slot.
Spell slot of a leg equal
I believe Neil
Roll a
takes damage from this, though, doesn't he?
d4.
Yeah. Because he's got the slightly stronger version.
Creature recovers an expended spell slot equal to the level of that number rolled. So Sogeg, you get a level 1.
Nice. How much damage do we take?
No, I think
And
Neil takes
Neil
5.
takes
Ah.
5.
5 force.
He says, oh.
Well, it's a good thing that total to exactly 6.
The gods must have fated it.
So, would you like to combine together and cast Hero's Feast?
A feast.
Yes.
I will contribute.
Okay.
I'll clean the scorpion.
It takes 10 minutes to cast. It will consume the scorpion because you are using it. So, it takes an hour to eat and dissipates at the end of that time. You are cured of all diseases and poisons, become immune to poison and being frightened for the next 24 hours. Make wisdom saving throws at advantage. And your maximum hit points also increase by
Big numbers.
12. Everyone gets 12 essentially to their max hit points for the next 24 hours. I will include in that the removal of the deafened condition.
Whee! A hearty meal. God, scorpion's tasty.
And then as part of good dudes, we now have Constitution saving throws.
You now have a Constitution saving throw to make. Thank you, Zol.
Diseases are fun. Don't worry about it.
Turns out
Does
ogres aren't the best chefs in the world.
Does Zolk give us disadvantage?
Zol most
Yeah.
certainly does.
To be fair,
Well, it's 15 to beat.
15 to be, but the disadvantage wasn't kidding. And we all did the same thing. Oh, come on now.
Is your ability
got a nat
Sogeg
20.
on
Wait.
all saving
Nadrin-
throws?
Yes, Nadrin, you get +3, and Skuttz gets +3.
Is it +3 or +4? Did you say?
+3. Only
Plus
+3.
Okay.
Can't stop throwing up.
So yeah, Sogeg and Skuttz, you are also poisoned for the next 24 hours, but at least you're not diseased.
That's fine.
And also, Nadrin, you are lucky that Sogeg could give you that +3 because you met the DC with that.
Well, the thing is, I
what's
can't be
What's
diseased.
annoying is that 25 is a nat 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, you wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for me, so you're welcome.
So while poisoned, it's disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, I believe.
I don't need that. It is, yeah.
I'm sure you can just
Brutal.
sleep it off. Okay. before we wrap up, as we are coming close to where we'd usually end it, is there any other bits of shopping you want to do while you're here?
Zolk, do you want a way to not be crushed underwater? And should we get Bennett?
He'll put his hands to his ears. What?
Oh no, you're not deaf anymore. But I'm sure you can.
I shout very loudly in Zolk's ears. I think we should just head on.
Yeah, I do need to
Although
wait
actually, yeah,
No, we
you've
should-
spent that length of time underwater. Skuttz has the ring. So Zolk, give you a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm good at these.
Oh,
Oh,
you are good at those. Let me just. Oh, okay, it'd be so far back to be able to.
15 d10 damage.
You would take 18 cold damage.
That's supposed to be half.
Yes, halved.
13, isn't it? What did you say 13? What did you say
Oh no,
18?
it would be 13. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why
Yes.
I made it 18, but yeah, it'd be 13.
It's the Zolk tax.
That's just hard.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought it was. I had to add 3, not. Oh,
You
add
just
3, I remember
maliciously
that, yeah.
wanted to murder the party.
Yeah, pretty much.
The gods are cruel.
Yeah, I didn't
I mean-
just give you a bunch of free shit.
No, I've already forgotten that. That's already in the past. We all know the Greek gods are evil. They're mean.
Yeah, nothing cures deafness like a hearty meal and some freezing cold water.
I give a quick thumbs up to the gods, actually. I say, thank you. Thank you.
So, now that you've eaten, is there any other shopping you'd like to do? So, rather than moving you onto a next encounter, as we're quite close to the end of the session, we may as well do the last little bits of buying stuff if you want to do that, and then we'll wrap up.
How many stories the cutoff for 4 epithets?
50.
50.
Okay. That means I have 13 to throw at getting me a way to survive underwater.
The story of how Zolk doesn't die underwater. I don't believe it.
We'll go with 13 stories spent on how do I survive based on the fact that I have been waterboarded 3 times.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting story.
So is that what you're spending 13 points on?
Yep.
Specifically because it was 13 points as well. The sapphire that you stole with the bubbles within it, you just feel the spark of ratfolk creativity, like the titan trapped between worlds. The horned rat speaks to you directly, even though you're not entirely sure what you're doing, as you just start making something. Just using scraps and cannibalizing other bits and pieces that you have, all to try and use this strange gemstone for some capacity. Something about it seems like it will give you the ability to be underwater without too much issue. And I will take for 13 story points that you can make let's call it a blue sapphire apparatus that will allow you to essentially function underwater without penalty.
Nice.
Although
Very
it's
nice.
impressive that the artificer still hasn't identified the clearly magical gem they stole, but okay.
I didn't think of that until now, not gonna lie.
Artificers don't have
Really?
identify.
Oh, you found an interesting thing that caught your eye. Oh, it was a very particularly described gemstone.
Listen.
I wonder what that could be.
Sometimes it's nicer to live life with mystery.
I do have identified, but don't I need slots? Or is that?
No, you can ritual cast it.
Oh yeah.
You just take 10 minutes.
Well, now I've tampered with it.
Yeah, now that you need it to survive underwater, I will let you know it is a blue sapphire elemental gem. There is a water elemental trapped inside that gem.
Oh.
And if you break the gem, or the gem gets broken in some capacity, the water elemental escapes.
Oh, cool.
Can only be good. Before I forget, very quickly, I forgot in the feast, I just very quickly pull out the muscle shark meat and just Sogeg's living adventure. So I'm going to eat half the muscle shark meat and then offer the other half to Skuttz because I'm pretty sure muscle shark means eating it gives me bigger muscles.
Do you want
Oh,
to
that
eat?
looks
Yeah.
delicious.
I offer you mystery meat that
Yeah.
was in my pocket.
Okay, so Skuttz, give me Constitution saving throws, please.
This tastes.
Oops.
To be pretty awful. +3 to Skuttz.
Okay. It's pretty vile. It has definitely turned. But you get the feeling that eating mutated muscle is not going to get you stronger.
Damn.
But something here might. I'll give you that hint.
Something here might.
Yeah.
I pull out the spoiled harpy meat and I eat the
Okay.
spoiled harpy meat.
Okay. Make another Constitution saving throw, please.
I won't share this. I won't show you in my incompetence.
Okay. You feel your paladin nature desperately trying to prevent all of the diseases you are currently eating.
Maybe.
Give me that divine health.
God damn it.
Praise be to Mogus. Protect me from that. Seeing that neither of those made me muscly, I just start to stare. I feel something nearby as I begin to just stare towards Zulk. As I do my slow double wink. I just stare at Zulk.
I am not for dinner.
Yeah. I give you the thumbs up as if I was still deaf. Yeah. I just say soon. And I clap me claws together. And I snap out of my daze.
So, would anyone like to go visit the Quick Shark Armory, the Ocean's Bounty, the Streams of Steam Spa, or once again to the Secrets and Spells for shop?
Tempting.
Do we go back for more?
I mean, we were cured.
Oh dear. You'd have a long nap after that. Jesus. It's the hardest encounter we've had in a long time.
Yeah, is there anything else you'd want to investigate around before we put a pause? Not that I've got a list of items I was hoping to try and barter with, but
I think we need to talk to, yeah. I don't know who. I
you're
guess it's
welcome
just
to go and try that again. See how bad that
whoever's got shells. I feel like Narvin had a good weapon for you. I
There
suspect.
was weapons and armor. There were interesting bits and pieces there.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
get
always
more
call them
nurtured for more shells.
back. I have no shells either. Can I root around outside for shells? Are you knocking about?
Make an investigation check.
Getting away from Zolk. Stay away from me. Because I just got a crit. Oh.
Who would have thought the place where people buy and sell stuff would be completely cleared of shells just casually lying on the floor?
I was wondering if they were just really stupid, honestly, but touche, O Lantern. You've bested me in a game of wit.
Is there any more in that guy's shop, do you think?
We've done enough to that poor soul. Leave it be.
I
He's
did
never
nothing
coming back.
He's got to be so happy right now,
for a bit.
prancing around, exploring the world.
I think Sogeg may be the only person that actually knows what that creature was. The big frog thing. Big frog person.
Yes.
Sending that to Granny may not have been the smartest move.
Yeah. May have done a whoopsie there, gotta say.
Have you ever heard of Genie?
No.
I should say he's a bit demonic. He was definitely a bit of a demonic toad. Nah, we'll be fine. Be absolutely
What's
fine.
the
Don't
worst that could
worry about
happen?
it. Nothing bad could happen. Ever.
Right, Skuttz made its wish come true. Maybe it may do the same for Granny. It certainly has the power.
Uh-oh.
No. Oh gosh.
Huh.
Zolk, you enter the Quick Shark Armory and find Navran's the Merrow. Just continuing to catalogue, look through the different arms and armour they have after having stored away the Setessan glass somewhere safe.
Suppose I'll get his attention and just ask, "Hello, what have you got that would help someone as small as me?"
Oh, you are quite a small one, though, aren't you? I have an idea. He starts rooting through all this pile of armour before pulling out a pair of quite mundane-looking gauntlets. These will help you feel bigger than the rest of them, if more metaphorically than physically.
I mean, I'm intrigued, but can I tell what it would be?
Make an Arcana check if you want to just try and guess by looking at them. Otherwise, you can cast a spell, but I don't know how happy he'll be having a spell cast in front of him. Also, you have no spell slots left, so you'd have to just sit there staring at his gloves for a while and just hope for the best.
It works with a jellyfish.
You get the
Oh no!
Oh no.
the gloves of some kind. They look way too big for you.
Right. Well, I'm told you don't like gold.
The gold, when it lands on the seabed, belongs to Thassa, and none of us dare commit that heresy of stealing from her.
Alright, so what would your ask be?
These, to make you feel as strong as even the biggest in your little group. These would be about 100 shells.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you give him 100 shells.
Leaves me with 50.
Okay, he gives you the gauntlets. Would you like to wear them? Are you going to wear them?
I don't think I need to identify these. Caution to the wind, I'll just wear them.
Okay. They do require attunement.
Now, currently, I've got a question mark next to the 1 as to how many attunements I have. I don't actually know.
Let's have a look.
Oh, he cheating.
I don't know what I'm attuned to.
Vassar will be angry with you.
I know
Don't
that
have that.
the manta ray needs attunement, doesn't it?
Does the bell?
The Cape of the Manta Ray,
Is it your special?
I believe. No, it doesn't need attunement.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
The Rat Skull needs attunement. The Bell.
So that's 1.
The Bell doesn't need attunement. Oh, yes,
Oh,
it does.
bugger.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's
Bell
2.
attunement.
The Nightmare Vehicle would, but I don't have one at the moment.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's everything that you've got. So you've got space for one more thing.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'll delete the Phoenix Feather.
Unless any of your infusions need them, but the Cloak of the Manta Ray doesn't. I know that.
I'm not using any on myself other than the Manta Ray at the moment.
So you're going to attune to them?
Yep.
Yeah, they shrink down to fit your little rat paws perfectly. As I will show you what you have. That's shown up for you.
Nothing yet.
Check under your magic items and look for gaunt. Oh no, are they under magic items? Yes, they are. There should be gauntlets of something.
Ah, yes.
There you go. Feel big.
Oh, God.
Now go out there and win those arm wrestling matches.
And they're
I believe if you go to the compendium and search that item and drop it onto your character sheet and put it in that way, it will actually adjust what it needs to adjust.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll change it to blue to show that it's being adjusted by something. I'm trying to say this as vaguely as possible, not to give it away, but I think
There's 2 versions.
I think both of them should work.
Okay.
So you pick one.
Yes.
I need to reopen my
I
character sheet.
think.
Zolk looks suspiciously buff right now.
Well, he does challenge you to an arm wrestle immediately.
Ooh. I'll take you up on that arm wrestle.
As my character sheet refuses to load to let me port it.
That means he doesn't get it, which means I do it and I win.
It'll open eventually.
Yeah,
Got a
the 2
21.
engraved ogre faces on each of the gauntlets kind of gives it away.
I need to reload roll 20. Oh no.
Oh, that's got to mean I win the arm wrestle, surely. Surely. That's a forfeit.
I wonder if that's the only thing the Navrans has that might help you feel stronger.
So it's athletics, right?
It will be
not?
athletics, yes.
I've already disadvantaged myself.
Ooh.
Damn you.
Although equal athletics.
Well, you know what the worst thing is? I think I give you... Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm fine. Fine. I'll note this. It was a close match. I'll let you win.
Well, as is tradition with our arm wrestles, you now owe me a favour unconditionally later.
I nod. I nod. It's noted. It's noted.
Alright, cool. I'll think of something.
You just see Sogeg. I'm casting spells at you and nothing's coming out. It's really annoying me. I'm trying to put a curse on the rat and it's just not working. My spell slots.
Well, with that, we will put a pause in today's session. Okay. I had so much. I was panicking so much of trying to get everything fleshed out in a lantern ready for today, and of course, it's just been fucking around with the shops. It's great.
Yeah.
As Skuttz says, pass it around your one collective brain cell. So, let's do the end of session wrap up stuff. Piety points. You get a point of piety just for playing. Agendas. I'm pretty sure nobody's done their agendas because I don't think I wrote
I think I did.
anything. Let's have a quick look. Actually, I'll give a point to Zolk because yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I traded with a collector.
Fuck. No, you traded the collector.
I traded with. We made a deal, and the deal was completed.
God damn
made
it.
a-
Yes, I'll give you a point for that one. Yeah, I'll give a point to Sogeg.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But no points to Nadrin as the
No,
party
I
got
didn't do my
distracted.
thing.
Did you perform a ritual sacrifice or great action in the name of your god? I'm gonna say no.
Not really.
Not really. Actually, no, I'm gonna give a point to Skuttz on that one for giving Granny something the party may regret later.
I hope it was worth the piety
Although,
point.
actually, Spork makes a good point. You did all have the big feast, which is technically a good big ritual. So yeah, I'll give everyone a point for that one. You did. You finally used your good dudes after that.
Snuck in a few Pogis symbols along the way.
Did you act in a way that exemplifies the ideals of your patron gods? I'm giving a point to Zolk on that one. Chaos Gremlin. Story points. Get a point just for playing. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? No. Did you
We didn't
make a
win.
significant discovery or unearth some lost history? No.
We discovered the R room.
You had some magical potential screamed into you, but I don't think that was a significant discovery or lost history. Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? Does anyone feel they earned an epithet this session?
Party epithet for screaming.
Party epithet the idiots because we just kept going in one by one.
Party epithet gamblers.
Yes.
I'll take it.
The odds were good. In our favour.
Well, yeah.
Well,
'cause
you're
we
going to
can go
start
again.
next session in here again, so you're welcome to start next week doing the exact same thing. Only with Bennett involved this time.
He's got to have a go.
Get him some spells he can't use because he's got no spell slots.
Is anyone even going to be able to get to their spell slots other than me?
I just about can with one.
When do you get 8th level spell slots?
As an artificer, you don't.
Yeah, you're out.
Alright, so some shenanigans are going to need to be pulled at some
Yeah,
point.
if only there was some system in the Theros games that allowed for rules to be shifted, adjusted, and me give you abilities that you wouldn't normally get.
Alright.
It's not really, honestly.
Yeah, it's a shame. Just may as well just give up on the entire campaign.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But I will give a point of story to everyone for the party epithet gamblers.
Hey.
But I think that's the only epithet because
Yes.
yeah,
I
that
didn't do anything else.
I don't know, Skuttz. I mean,
that's
Skuttz is getting
Skuttz
really
is
good
the
at
one that
bartering.
I'm curious about, but I think that consequence will be better served in game rather than through an epithet, because you did just give a genie married to an ancient evil hag.
God.
I'm not sure if I get the inverse because I traded I just realised I traded that Cetessan armor away.
You traded the Cetessan armor
Javelin.
that allowed you to bounce spells off you.
Yeah, it's a really good bit of armor,
for
that.
a Javelin of Lightning and some graffiti on your helmet.
Actually, I take that back. My helmet looks cool now. An armor? Who needs armor? Come on now, grow up.
Do you not have any armor now?
I've got armor. I just had a
Yeah,
spare.
don't have
I just had a spare set in my
also,
pocket.
why would you ever wear Cetessan armor when you're in
Exactly.
Akrotiri? You're in
Ew,
Akros
that's-
armor.
That's why I kept it in my pocket. I was ashamed.
Like you just kept a full suit of armor in your pocket.
Listen, I
Super
used it to
cash.
keep my meats cold. Kept
Do
my
we
meat-
still have the fleece mane pelt?
I thought you were wearing it. I thought you were wearing it, but not attuned
I
to
thought
it.
Natrin had it.
I was
Yeah.
for a while, but I took it off to give it to someone else.
We'll have to go through the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, we'll have to have a dig. But if you've lost it, you may have just left it somewhere and now it's gone.
Oops.
Oops. Okay. Loyalty points. I think because the companions didn't really do anything this session, it'll just be the 1 point for playing today.
Yay. Good on you, Pogeg.
Although you could have sent your companions into the screaming room and they could have learnt some new spells.
I know that trick. You won't make me kill another Pogeg.
I haven't
Yeah,
killed any
done.
of the Pogegs.
Actually, you're
No,
probably
I
true,
turned one
actually.
of them into a god, thank you very much. Oh,
No, Pogis did it himself because he's a very good Pogeg.
Indeed. Well, that was a session. In fact, I think that was the perfect anniversary for Theros Chaos, as we've been playing for an entire year, and that was the quintessential just Theros experience of just you made shitty deals, you stole ancient powerful creatures, and had something scream spells into your brain. What else would you want from D&D?
I think it's very fitting for us, and also very fitting for our 1 year of Theros, for it to be so chaotic and stupid.
I'm going to regret giving you those spells, I know it. But it was worth it. And yeah, I'll wait until you've decided you don't want to deal with the Screamer anymore to let you know what could happen if you fail enough times. I'm not going to tell you how many times, just enough times. Well, with that, thanks everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching, especially those that have followed this journey over the past year of all the ups, downs, and just sheer chaos that you guys have unfolded onto the poor broken world of Theros. We will be back next week for more. Skuttz, do you want to do your...
Yeah. All right. Did I fix it? I fixed it. All
Hey!
right. Hey, so we have links. If you want go lives or other goodies, follow me over on Twitter right there. And if you want to catch up on the whole last year of VODs, maybe you can solve the mystery of what happened to the fleece mane pelt. You can check out the VODs over there on Atlas's YouTube channel at Satyr Atlas. Thank you all once again for joining us. We appreciate it so much. We just enjoy dorking around and playing, and so it's fun to stream it, and it's been hilarious. All right, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be brain shutdown. We'll be back next week the same time. Yeah, with that, everybody take care. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.